Ready.
It's setting up.
You're not looking at me, are you?
I think we are live.
Awesome.
All right. So if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Willow Drake. Do you want me to say something else?
Well, yes, you're a good friend,
Yeah.
wonderful friend. And of course, my name is Dominick, and we are going to discuss, a lot of things, dealing with self-sabotage, the feeling of unworthiness and just not feeling good enough, and those that negative self-talk and those stories that we keep telling ourselves that keep us from having the life that we desire.
Yeah, something that I think we're both really passionate about because we both have experienced it, just kind of spinning our wheels and doing the same thing over and over again, not understanding what's really going on and not feeling any better up here, no matter what we change on the outside.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I've been going through that for quite a few years, and it's been a struggle. And in the last, I think, 6 months, I feel I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot. Been in coaching programs that have really helped with some of that development, and just learning where I've come from, and why all the experiences I've had in the past, and how that has shaped who I am now, and what I need to do then to forget about acknowledge the past, and it's going to be there. It's my past, but how do I move forward?
Yeah.
And how do I become better?
And even where do you want to go? That's something we talked about a few times, definitely earlier today. Like, we think we know what we want, but we might not. It's a surface level issue. Like, I want to lose 50 pounds. Well, do you want to lose 50 pounds, or do you just want to feel better? Because you can start feeling better today.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing, people do, that surface level, wanting to lose weight, want to lose 50 pounds, and not really understanding that, it is surface level, that there are deeper issues that need to be addressed before. It's like putting the cart before the horse. You need to take care of all of those other things, that got you to that point before you're going to be able to have success. You may be able to get to a result and get your result, but are you going to be able to stay there? Because if you haven't changed anything that you've done before, you're not going to sustain that result. It's what we end up doing is we hit our we call it upper limit. We've talked about that, and we just go back to the old habits and those old mindset, and end up either sabotaging ourselves in one way or another.
So the yo-yo.
Yep.
Up and down, up and down. Yeah.
Right, because we want to go back to where we feel comfortable, where we feel safe. Ooh. And when
I haven't thought about it that way, actually. I like that. Like feeling safe in your unhappiness.
Right. Right. It's what we know. It's what's familiar. Mm. Yeah. So we tend to gravitate back unless we change who we are, unless we change our identity, and become this better version. Change our belief systems, so that now we are going to be able to succeed, or be able to sustain whatever result that we're looking for, if that's losing 50 pounds, or if that's being in a healthy relationship, or having a successful business, or just anything.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's also scary for some people when they look at someone that's really fit. I think there's still something in the back of their mind that's like, oh God, like now for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to go to the gym all day, every day. And I can never eat a donut again. And I don't really want that. That's not really what I want. And it's like, you don't have to do that. If all you really want is happiness and to maintain like a healthy weight and health, like that's different, especially for men and women, right? I mean, women's bodies were meant to have babies. We're going to naturally have that little beautiful muffin top. It's just a natural thing that happens. So it's less about, I want to look like this model that spends 24 hours in the gym, and more about, well, how can you start loving yourself and appreciating the body that, I mean, especially moms, you brought life into the world, you know, like honor that and be okay with that and see that your body is just doing what it does. It's up here that matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's, it is, it's, wanting to, look like, people look at those, Instagram models and fitness models, and they think, I want to look like that, or, oh my goodness, I don't look like that. And, there's something wrong with me. Well, no, you can't sustain something like that.
Yeah. Or you just don't want to,
Right.
If those people really are spending, like we talked about this with working on Facebook, do you want to spend all day on Facebook? No. Do you want to spend all day in the gym? No. Some people do, and that's good for them. But if you don't want to do that, I think Gary John Bishop talks about that. Like he talks about, I think in the first book, he talks about, you say you want to be a millionaire, but do you want to work 60 hours a week to be a millionaire? No, you just want the instant gratification of the cash, or you just want security. So it's going backwards, it's redefining, what do you really want?
Right.
Because until you know what you want, how is anybody else going to help you get what you want? How's God going to help you get what you want if you don't know what you want?
Right. And that's that instant gratification is, with weight loss, I mean, everybody's going for the quick fix, the fads, hoping for that, huge weight loss that, they promise. And they're not, of course, again, not sustainable, because they're not learning anything through that process. And that's what happens. And it'll just keep yo-yoing and reverting back. And that's why nothing seems to work for anybody, and they get frustrated. So, but yeah, I mean, you don't need to spend hours in the gym. You can still eat some of the things that the things that you enjoy. I was just telling a client the other day about, go ahead, don't feel guilty about eating something that you're craving, because if you continue to restrict that and not eat that, eventually you're going to want it so bad that you're just going to go ahead and binge on it. And then
I've never done that.
Me either. No.
Yeah. What's that? I don't know what you're talking about. I go there though. You said this earlier about how the day goes on and you lose control, like every hour like you start with like healthy breakfast and then pizza at the end of the day, pizza and margaritas.
Right.
You just lose that self-control.
Yeah. And then you try to justify it then, and then you say, well, I'll just start again tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's fine.
It's always tomorrow. Tomorrow, tomorrow never comes,
But to your point, where's the craving coming from? Because this is something I talked to Lily about, my 2-year-old. Because she says, I want a treat, I want candy, and I'm like, do you, or do you just want something sweet? And she's like, I want something sweet. And I'm like, there you go. So it's you want something sweet, your body's saying it just wants something sweet, have an apple.
Yeah.
On the other side of that, why are you craving this food? Is it because, if you, like you said, look at your past, study it, release it, but look at it as like, what are my patterns? Like, am I craving this donut because filling my mouth helps me fill a void? Like we talk about, things are deeper. Yes, it's okay to occasionally have that craving, satisfy that craving. You're out with your friends, you pass a donut shop, you eat a donut. But if you're depressed all day and you're having that craving, that's entirely different.
Right. And that's, you're just filling a void. It's that feel good. For me, it's chocolate.
Yeah.
So sweet things with chocolate and peanut butter. You put peanut butter with chocolate and yeah.
Mine's cookies. Peanut butter chocolate cookies, actually. Yeah. So that's great. Oh, this is a bad conversation.
I know.
Well, and I talk about people, but it's really me. Like I'm more of a, some people don't eat when they're stressed. I eat. I'm definitely an eater. Like it's just mindless. And the only time, like I became aware of it when I started fasting, because I recognized I did an 18-6, and I was like, just in the time from the time I wake up to 1 p.m., I think about food like 1,000 times, but I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I'll think about it. I'm like, I'm not actually hungry. I'm just trying to fill, I'm just mindlessly eating. It's wild. And I did not recognize it until I started having the discipline to fast.
Right. Right. And
Have you
for
done
me,
fasting?
excuse me?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I said for me, it's, I stress eat, and, I'll go for, chocolates, anything sweet, or, anything, carb. That's my go-to. But when I have a lot of anxiety, it's the opposite.
Okay. You don't eat.
I don't eat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird because if I'm, stressed and depressed,
yeah, that makes sense.
I'll eat, and then high anxiety, then I tend not to.
Yeah. But you're aware of it, and I think that's the big thing, is like just become aware of it so that you can actually do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. Like most of us probably have some sort of weird relationship with food, especially in America, because it's everywhere all the time. Like ads and billboards, and it's wild. It's literally just in your face 24/7. Eat. So.
Oh, it is. I know. And we're all human. So, we are going to, it doesn't matter, that I'm, I coach people to lose weight and live a healthy lifestyle. I still struggle too sometimes. It's not, I'm not, perfect. I don't, right now I could lose a few pounds. It's it's just, it's life, and it's like you said, awareness. And as long as we're aware of, what we are doing and what's causing, the problems that we're having, whatever is in weight loss or relationships, whatever it is, as long as we're aware of those things, then we know then what to do, then, to become better, to not say fix it, because again, John Bishop's book, he doesn't say about fixing it, because we're not broken.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
You're not a chair. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a chair.
You can't say it in his accent. He's like, can't do Scottish accents, but
I know.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
So we talked earlier about becoming aware and then going deeper and deeper and deeper. So one of the things you said that people struggle with is, and that you've struggled with, that I've struggled with, is this feeling of unworthiness. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, it's just a feeling that, we are not worthy of the success or the, the result that we want. So like actually the success. So if it's losing weight, somebody getting to that point, reaching their result. And again, too, it's a kind of a fleeting thing. Once you get there, it's like you're gung ho. You want to get there. Once you get there, you're excited for maybe a few days, and then it just drops. Unless you change your habits and everything, and your mindset and your identity moving forward. But the unworthiness is, you get there and you just don't feel like you deserve to be there. And so that's what when we talked earlier about the upper limit, we, start off in, our safe place, and then we, move up to the next level, which is level of competence, and then, or zone of competence and zone of excellence. And then we hit our upper limit. And that's where, we end up sabotaging, because we feel unworthy. So we don't like the feeling, because we just don't think we deserve it. Or, we feel that, maybe we're uncomfortable there, because, now we're seeing more, because people are now noticing us. And it's that feeling of, uncomfortableness. And that's what we need. We need to push ourselves into that uncomfortableness to grow. But a lot of times what we do is we're afraid of that. And then we, go back down to our, comfortable place again, in that, zone of competence where, we're not seen as much, so then, we revert back to our old selves. And, sometimes too, we feel guilty when we get there. We feel guilty that we're here and our friends, family, they're not there. And so then we end up sabotaging ourselves and saying, well, I want to be able to please everybody and not, I want to make sure that, everybody likes me. And if I'm here, I know they're going to probably hate me because they're not here with me. So I'm just going to go back down.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I feel like I felt that over the holidays because I wanted to change my diet before the holidays, but I was like, well, if I show up all like uppity and vegan and like only eat a plate of broccoli, then everyone else is going to comment and they're going to feel weird. And it's just silly, right? Like I should have just sat there and ate my plate of broccoli. I would have felt a lot better, but I didn't feel very good after the holidays, right? But I did that same thing, like getting in my head, like, well, what did instead of just, this is what I want to do. This is what makes me feel good. And I'm just going to do it. And then I'm actually modeling good behavior. And that's, if you, like you said, if you stay strong in that, if you're like, okay, this is the new me, again, don't be uppity about it. Like, hey, just so you know, I'm healthier than you. But right. If you're like, hey, this is my new, and that's what you do, Frank, right? Like this is my life. I've changed it. Hey, you want to change it too? That's it. Be confident in that, because, and this is what I was going to ask you, like with the feeling of unworthiness, especially with parents, like, I don't think a lot of us parents recognize how important and how real modeling is.
Right.
Like if you feel unworthy and you display that, your kids pick up on that. Sure. And then they feel unworthy and the cycle continues.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And, that's right. As parents, I mean, that's what I do worry about. Sometimes I want to make sure that I am a good example, and I'm doing the things that I need to do to, make sure that she's, a strong, healthy young lady. And yeah, I mean, anything that we do, yeah, we're modeling for our kids. And there is what Gary John Bishop says, magical little sponges.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Sometimes to my detriment. Lily just repeats everything now, and I'm like, oh no, I said that, didn't I? Like she'll take something for me, like she'll take my water or something. I was like, that's mine. She's like, sharing is caring, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I said that. And that's why I did that. I taught you that. I mean, good on me for teaching you that, but dang, yeah. We talked about earlier about like especially little kids being little coaches. Like our kids are our little coaches too. They're mirrors, right? We're all mirrors for each other, but especially our kids. Anything that you see in your kid that you don't like, well, probably happening in you. That's why when I see children that are obese, and when I see children that are suffering and then the parents are suffering, I'm like, the parents gotta do something, because it's not your kids that are the problem, right? We have to take on that responsibility. And again, it's not a guilt thing. It's just reach out and do something about it. Like, that there's something off.
Right.
You know that there's an issue there. And that's where you reach out. You do something about it. Clean up your community. Talk to people like Frank Dominick,
That's right.
Yeah.
I can help.
You can help.
I can help. Yeah. Because we do, as far as like, our kids, and we have to look back and understand that, in generation after generation, just how things, continue to move forward, and like I said, there's no, nobody's doing anything wrong. It's just the experiences that we've had, in the past, and generation before, and then those experiences, how they just, move through each generation. And it's just, being aware of, what you need to do in order to live that life that you truly want, because we all want to live a long, healthy, happy life. And a lot of us are holding ourselves back because of these past, stories. I mean, yeah, I have past stories, and up until, recently, just with, talking with you and Tori, you would call me out every time I'd start telling my story.
You're a storyteller, though. That's like,
I know. Right?
You're a great storyteller. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's sometimes you have to stop.
Mhm.
Stop telling that story. I mean, the story's always going to be there, but what are you going to do now to move forward? You can't keep telling that story because you're going to stay there. You're going to stay where you are. It's just like we were talking earlier too, but about the law of attraction.
Mhm.
And how you're going to be attracted to whatever you are
Focusing on.
thinking or focusing on, right? So if you're focusing on something that you say that I don't want to be overweight, or I don't want to be in debt, right, or I don't want to be sad or depressed, well, you're focusing on that, and that's what you're going to attract. And so you are going to end up overweight, in debt, unhappy, depressed. So what you want to do, focus on what you do want,
Mhm.
and focus on I want to be, or even like we talked and said, that it's to really say that we're there now.
Yeah.
It's like I am happy.
Yeah.
So even though you're still working through that, you still can say I am happy, because then that's putting a positive uh, reinforcement on
Yeah.
in there, and then so that it will then attract that to you.
Yeah.
And I always use the kind of analogy of mountain biking. When I was doing a lot of mountain biking, it's you focus on, if you focus on the rock and the root, on a really technical trail, well, you're going to hit that rock and you're going to hit that root. But if you focus on that clean line in between those obstacles, that's where the bike is going to take you. So, if you focus on, the positive, then we're going to, attract, the positive.
I think you said, oh, like in the Tony Robbins video that we watched, he said, like, how does a depressed person sit? That's like little simple things, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to just say, okay, I'm happy. But if you start to get into the little tiny details of like, well, how do you sit? How do
Mm-hmm.
you talk? Because you can change that right now.
Right.
Like we talked about, is it mindset or action? Which one comes first? And then the relationship in the middle. So you want to be happy. Hopefully you actually want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
How does a happy person talk? Who do they spend time with? That's the one big thing that Tony Robbins said that has,
Mm-hmm.
I say every day, you're most like the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Right.
So if you're hanging out with people that are overweight, that are miserable, that are depressed, what's your life going to look like? Because that's
Mm-hmm.
law of attraction. That's reinforcing that idea over and over and over and over again. If
Yeah.
you're seeing it, and even if it's your family, like it's unfortunate sometimes, but you got to break free from that. If you're hanging around your family members and all the time it's negative, 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 or bad habits all the time,
Mm-hmm.
you got to take that step up and say, you know what? I want more for my life. If you're a parent, I want more for my kids. If you're a grandparent, I want more for my grandkids. Like it's a legacy issue. So
Right.
I want more for my community. You don't even have to be a parent. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone has community. No, there's
Right.
no one like sitting, no one's watching this right now that's sitting in a cave in the middle of nowhere, right? Everybody
Right.
has somebody. So when you consciously make the effort to make yourself better or choose happiness or choose healthy living, even 1% more every day, you're making an impact on every single person around you. That
Right.
does not mean that you're responsible for those people. Because again, if you're surrounding yourself with really depressed people and that's your tendency,
Mm-hmm.
you need to get away from that. You need to put some distance between you and those people because that's your tendency.
Right.
But
Right.
also recognize how important it is that you do make those changes because you're making a ripple effect. And
Mm-hmm.
that's important. And we talked earlier about the unworthiness issue. If you're struggling with unworthiness, I get it, but recognize that everything that you're doing to make your life better is helping others. And if you can
Mm-hmm.
focus on that, then that's the important thing, is how much you're helping the world by just being you and wanting more for yourself, your family, and your community.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Um, it's sometimes. I mean, you're not saying it's easy. It's a journey, and but you have to take that first step.
So tell me about your history with the mindset issues and what you think, what are a few things that really helped you break free from, I mean, again, it's a journey, right? Every day we're still working on it.
Right, right.
But what are some things that you feel like really made an impact on affecting your mindset and your actions?
And just recently?
Yeah, whatever comes to mind. First thing that came to your head.
First thing in my head. Well, I mentioned this in a video yesterday, last week. I mean, I was the week before and weeks prior to that, was starting to have this overwhelming feeling and just feeling like I needed to constantly be doing something, that any downtime meant that I was wasting time and I should be working on something. So I wasn't really living a good, my days weren't happy. They weren't joyful. And, it was just difficult. And there are times that I wouldn't even get outside, so there was no self-care, and you need to have a balance. So I found myself just on my phone all the time on Facebook and, checking, should I post this or should I post that, or, should I, comment, on someone's, respond on, someone's comment because, I didn't want them to wait too long, instead of setting boundaries and saying, I need time to myself, or I need time to do something else. And then I'll get to that later. I wasn't doing that. And so I just disconnected myself from Facebook, social media last week, and was really intentional in self-development and just learning how to do nothing, learn how to, be happy, be myself, and do the things that I enjoy. Go for a walk, work out. I mean, it's too cold now to go for a bike ride, but I went down where my bike trainer is, and I did, some intervals on that. So, just doing those and going for a drive. I would just, one day I took the car and just went for a drive because I just needed, just to get out of the house and just get some fresh air and get, see some other scenery than just the four walls that I'm in. They seem like they keep closing in. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. It's getting smaller in here. Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I did. Monday, the first day was horrible because it was like going through a detox. I mean, I mean, I felt, I was struggling. I was like, what am I doing? I need to be doing something, so as the day went on, it got a little bit better. Then Tuesday went really well. And I did get used to it as the week went on. And I reduced my screen time by quite a bit. I think half. I cut it down half. So felt more relaxed and felt more energized. And I now know, what is important, what I need to, the things I need to do for my business, and then the things I need to do for myself so that I can, live that, happy, healthy life and, and live it now and not say, well, I'll do that when, I always say that, I'll take care of myself when my business does better, or, I'll do this when, whatever the case may be. And if you do that, then you're going to continue to, not live, that, your life, that purposeful life and happy life. You're just going to, be depressed, anxious, and overwhelmed all the time. And, so now, I find my, self as this week is going on. It was hard yesterday getting back into it because I started finding myself, going into Facebook again, all the time in the morning, and then I calmed down as the day went on. But today was a better day.
Good.
And it's just setting boundaries, with myself, and making sure that I take time out, for the things that I enjoy, because, I want to have a certain type of life. And so I need to start living that life now and not wait until this happens or that happens. And I think we all, fall into that, where we're always, saying, well, I'll be happy when, or I'll be, successful when. And, it's, why not now?
Yeah. For me, it's been, as a stay-at-home mom, the whole social media thing has been an escape. It's been more about, I don't feel comfortable with just sitting with my emotions, and I've been constantly resisting what's going on. So I'll get on just to get on. It's just like, I'm sitting here doing nothing, or, like I've been sitting around playing with the kids for 2 hours and I'm bored. So I'm just going to get on my phone and have like pretend adult interaction instead of, before Facebook. I know people have a hard time remembering that. Before Facebook, we actually talked to real people. So
Right.
if Facebook didn't exist, I'd have to pick up the phone and call someone and have a real interaction, or I'd actually get out of the house more and have play dates, but we all kind of default to the easiest thing, especially in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Easiest thing, and that's not, a lot of times that's not the best thing. So for
Right.
me, it's been an escape. It's like, I'm going to get on Facebook real quick because I don't really like what's going on in my real life, and I just want to pretend like I'm not here. Like, and after watching The Social Dilemma,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, this is not a tool that I'm using. This is a thing that's using me.
Right.
Like it's built to be addictive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, I think that anyone that's watching this right now, you can minimize it and keep scrolling while you're watching us, which, please, if you're doing that, please don't do that. Okay. It's too much. Just put the phone down and walk away and just listen to us. Okay. We will be with you. You don't just get off the phone. Get off.
Right.
I know. Like you said, everything that we say to other people, the reason that we can talk about it is because we know from personal experience.
Yeah, we've been there, right?
We are there all the time.
Yeah,
Tapping out, in and
yeah,
out,
been
in
there,
and out.
still there.
Yes.
Yeah, because like I said before, it's a journey, and it's constant growth, and that's the thing. As long as you're growing, you're getting closer to that better version of you, and um, yeah, I know, with the same thing is, I would get bored and just jump on too. If it wasn't doing anything, as far as the business, like maybe in the evening, I just get on, I find myself just scrolling, and it's, you look up and it's, oh my God, an
It's
hour and a half, 2 hours.
my brain is fried, and now I'm on YouTube, and then
Uh-huh.
it's over. And then now it's 6 o'clock and it's time to work.
I know. So it's either I'm scrolling on social media or I'm running to the refrigerator, when I'm bored. So.
Yeah. So I think it's partially the instant gratification. It's just being able to sit and do nothing. The thing that's funny too is that I feel like, at least for me, and I've heard other people, I wish I had more time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd learn a language. I'd go to yoga class. I'd do this and that. I just need more time. Look at your screen time, people.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently became aware of my screen time. Mine's not terrible. It's like average 3.5 hours. But 3.5 hours,
Yeah.
multiply that every day for a year, and then suddenly you have time to learn that language. You have time to go to yoga class. You have time to do anything that isn't staring at a phone.
Right. Well, yeah. So should I say what mine
No,
was?
you shouldn't say what your number is. We should do a challenge for that, though. Just like everybody screenshot your number,
Right.
and then whoever has the lowest number gets a prize because that person knows what's up. The rest of us,
I'll lose out on that.
yeah. Yours was high. Oh my God, Frank, when you told me.
Well, that one day.
I know, and I know it was because of YouTube, because I do the same thing, but I just couldn't respond for a second. I was like, 16 hours? Like, is that even physically possible?
Well,
It was
half of that was,
yes.
by YouTube going, well, I was sleeping.
Yes.
I have to say,
Supposedly. Yeah.
well, that's what it was. I had the gentle rain
Yes.
falling against the window pane.
Yes. Yeah.
See how I rhymed? Yeah.
For like 3 hours of that. And then the rest of it was just you on the phone.
Well, it was like 6 or 7 hours of that.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. And it's funny that you did that because I did that literally the same night. And I looked at my number and I was like, what? No. So I felt better. When you said that, I was like, okay, yes, it's YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, I know. So yeah, you look, but still, if you take 7 hours out of that,
Yeah.
it's still 9 hours plus
Darren.
for that day. But it wasn't every day, because I did have like a 4 hour on Mondays. I don't, that's a little busier day for me, so I don't, I'm not on there that much. So I guess that's why if I had more time, I probably would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I brought it down to under 5 hours. So
Great. Yeah, that's much better than 16. It's good.
Right.
I think it's a common thing, right? We all ramped up. We went from flip phones to this, and it just got progressively more intense and more ridiculous. And now we live. What was it? Yeah, the Social Dilemma. The super awesome ginger guy said something about your electronic pacifier, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, he's not wrong. It
Mhm.
really is.
I know.
It's full of the potential for good,
Mhm.
but also the potential to affect you in a very negative way. Not just a screen in your eyes, which isn't great for you.
Right.
Then, like you said, when you're constantly scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or anything where you're looking at other people living their lives and all you're seeing is their avatar, right? You're not really seeing them.
Right.
That really starts to mess with your head.
Mhm. Yeah.
It really causes that anxiety and depression. I mean,
Mhm.
I was on Instagram. I deleted it, but I was on Instagram when I was traveling. So I had all these people that I was following that were traveling. When I stopped traveling and I was a stay-at-home mom, guess what? I'm still scrolling, seeing all these people that are traveling, and now I'm resentful of my situation because I think everyone else has it better. And that gave me a feeling of unworthiness. I'm unworthy to even be able to enjoy my life now because I should have been doing something else. I could have been doing something else. Negative patterns like going in law of attraction, like my life isn't good enough. My life isn't good enough. And guess what? That's what I experienced over and over and over again.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. It's sucks you in, and it's sucked me in too. And now just looking at that screen time, and then people saying they don't have time, and like you said, you look at your screen time, and you can knock out hours and have time to do multiple things. So it's I don't even know where oh no, it was the big leap also. He says we are the I don't know how he put it, but we are in charge of our own time. We can make up our own time.
We are where time comes from.
We are where time comes from. Yeah.
He says that all the time. I like that. That was a big shift for me.
Mm-hmm.
That mindset, because I've always been like, I gotta get somewhere. And I'm like, wait, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I run my own business. I don't have to be anywhere at any time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all up here, just like this anxiety. It's just I'm always, my tendency is to find more things to be anxious about.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. But that's my tendency, right? I accept that about myself. I recognize it, and therefore, because I can recognize it and know that I don't want to do that, I can do something about it. And that's what we talked about at the beginning. You got to recognize what you're doing, the patterns that you're doing, take responsibility for it.
Right.
Honor where you are. Like you said, look to the future and say, you know what, I'm making changes. Not I'm going to, not I need to. I am making changes. I am doing everything I need to be this better person. That in itself, just talking to yourself, being kind with the way you talk to yourself is huge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's it. Because we always tend to, talk to ourselves in a negative, just negatively. And, so of course we're going to feel those feelings of unworthiness and not deserving and everything. So, we have to, stop that and just say, yeah, I am doing this. I am doing that. And, even though you're not there yet, still, say, that, like the example, the person, offers a cigarette to somebody who's trying to quit smoking, instead of saying, I'm trying to quit smoking, because he's still identifying as a smoker, he should say, well, no, I'm not a smoker. Identify as a non-smoker, even though you're still in the process of quitting, but yeah.
But it's that chicken and egg mindset action thing of like, which one comes first, but it's every moment you have an opportunity to express the new version of you and your thoughts and your speech and in your behavior. So if every opportunity, like all these opportunities are happening 100 times a day, what are you going to choose? And it starts with awareness, and then recognize. I mean, I have a psychology degree, so I get a little caught up in the analysis, and I'm working on that. But see where it's coming from. Is it coming from a place of, like, if you're using your example of the smoking thing, I'm trying to quit smoking. Do you really want to quit smoking?
Mm-hmm.
Are you only quitting because someone told you to?
Right.
Are you only quitting because you think you should?
Yeah, because using that word try, I'm trying. It's like, it's just a trial. I'm just trying this out.
There is no try, right? There is do or not. You either are or you're not. So it's okay. Again, I want to normalize this. It's okay if you have fear about who you're going to be without the cigarette. It's okay to have fear about who you're going to be when you lose the 50 pounds. It's okay. Like, I've talked to a lot of people about their faith. It's okay to have fear that when you step into your faith and you start openly talking about God, you might lose friends. You might lose relationships with family members. It's okay to have that fear. It's not okay to not step into that because of the fear. You just got to reach out and talk to people about it. Our conversations make me better. I tell you that all the time. Like, without these without like being a mentor, coach, whatever, like, when I don't do that, I'm not a good person. I'm not a good version of myself.
Right.
You got to talk about it. You got to get it out of your system and talk to people about it, and talk to the people that you want to be like too. Right. Not just the people that are currently in your life. Really talk about it, normalize behaviors, and then you can start doing something about it. But every moment is an opportunity to be that new version of yourself. You have to make the choice. Even you, Frank, like, as many people as you want to help, and you tell them this, I can't help you. You got to help you. Like, I can lead the way, and I can tell you, but I can share what I've done, but your clients have to do the work. You can't lift the weights for them. You can't put the donut down, right? They have to make those intentional choices. And that's empowering about it, because you can. You have the choice.
Well, yeah. It's like, I'll be there, with you every step of the way, but you need to do the work, and I'll be there to help you, to guide you, to encourage you, and make sure that you stay on task, on track, and be there in with whatever you're struggling with, but you need to do the work. You need to be committed and 100% in.
Definitely. And you've allowed your business to evolve. So you started off as like, I do the fitness thing because that's what you are really knowledgeable about, right? But along your journey in the last year, you've noticed, like, mindset's like 99% of it. Like, you could, if people were really in tune and in alignment with God, they could probably like think their way into a good body. But we're all baby steps, right? But you've recognized, again, like we talked about before, mindset is so important. So that's something that you help people too with. You hold space for them to just see themselves clearly and see their truth clearly. And that's arguably the most important part of what you do, right? Yeah, you can tell people to do reps, you can give them the knowledge, but the holding of the space that you do is like, it's very special. It's really, really special.
Yeah, thank you. It's, and I love it so much because I enjoy, helping, people, just to be a better version, themselves. It's just something that, fills my heart. It's like, it's that, just that feeling, somebody who succeeds and, they're ecstatic and, I'm as excited for them as they are for themselves. And yeah, I just lost my train of thought.
Because you were feeling your little heart. That's
I know, my heart was like,
just warms my little heart.
it warms it. Yes, it does. It does. And yeah, so it does go deeper, because it's in any aspect of your life, you need to, in order to be happy in any aspect, you need to take care of all those underlying issues that you're dragging along from the past, and you just keep dragging them with you, year after year. And, until you can, come to terms with them, like I said, acknowledge and understand, and then work to be, to work to be a better person, you're going to continue to you'll be in that cycle, of, losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back. Or, they always, say, you have to love yourself before you can, and before someone else can love you, or you can love someone else. So in a relationship, so it's in every aspect of life, so yeah, I've kind of evolved more into, just, like a transformational coach that, yes, I'm helping someone, lose weight, but really working on those underlying issues of unworthiness and self-doubt and all those things, and working on those more than actually the fitness aspect of it. Because once all that is in line, and they start to, feel better, and they start to, grow into who they are, the weight is going to come off.
Becomes effortless.
Right, it becomes effortless. And so that's, that's why this is so important, that it's truly, this high level coaching. It's not just, like you said, just a meal plan and an exercise program, and, you're going to lose the weight, and, I'll cheer you on. It's a lot more than that. It's really talking about all the dirty things, like the, getting down and dirty with, your feelings, and what you've, been through, and your experiences, through your life, that has shaped you into who you are now, and then figure out, where you want to go from here, and who you want to be moving forward. What's that new identity?
That's important. Yeah. Because who is this person that loses 50 pounds? What do they do? Who do they hang out with? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A whole different life.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the interests are going to start, to change, because because you're going to become more active, you're going to lose the weight, you're going to have things now that you never thought you'd be able to do, and you're going to want to do them.
Yeah.
And so then, your life just changes. You start to be able to experience more.
Yeah. I like what you said about loving yourself. That's like a big, like self-care, it's like a big hot topic.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reminds me again of like knowing yourself, and transformational coaching allows for that, because we're mirrors, right? At the end of the day, coaches, we coach, and like fitness coach, and that you think of like, again, like do 10 reps, but what you're doing is you're holding space for someone to really see their truth. So you can't love yourself if you don't even know who you are.
Right.
You can't have this ideal version of yourself in the future if you don't even know who you are right now. So with that transformational coaching, you're providing space for people to see themselves, really see what they're doing, who they are, why they're doing it. And you do it in such a wonderful, loving, non-judgmental way. It's just like, hey, this is who you are. That's cool. I still love you. You should love you too. It's a good idea. Like, it's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can't even get to the place of love if you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? It's like asking you to go like pick some stranger on the street and be like, love that person. Like, I don't know who that person is. That's you. That's like that's you. You don't know who you are. What do you even like to do? Especially with COVID and everyone being in like this isolation mindset of like, I can't do anything. I can't go anywhere. I can't have any interactions. Like, everyone feels isolated, and it's a mindset, and it's affecting their identities. So I like what you said too about like your identity. Who are you? What do you do? Who is this person of January 2021? Because it's probably a different person January 2005. It's hopefully going to be a different version 2022. So we got to meet you where you are now to even make the progress for the future.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
because you're great.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. And you are great also.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
I'm great because you're great. You know, I mean that. I mean that. Like the 5 people that I spend the most time with, and Frank, I spent a lot of time with you. Okay. Like, not physically, obviously, because you're in Pennsylvania, but we
Right.
spend a lot of time together. We talk every single day. You know, I spend a lot of time with Tori. I spend a lot of time with my friend Tanya. Like, these are the people that I have put into my life that are constantly pushing me to do more and be more and hold mirrors for me. Like, that Tanya is really good at that. She's just like, what would you do? Who are you? What would you say? And I'm like, oh, that accountability though, like I need that. And
Yeah.
that I was going to ask you, do you feel like the accountability piece has been one of or the most important in securing the changes that you wanted to make in your life?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, you know, you do, you need that accountability. Yeah, accountability. Because, even though we want it so bad, I want, to be better. But a lot of times, you just don't have that energy. You don't have the motivation. You need somebody there, to, hold you accountable, to, say, hey, you know, did you get your
Eat,
workout in? Did you eat
eat that donut that you weren't
a
supposed to eat.
donut? Or yeah, did you?
How many hours were you on Facebook today? Those
Yeah,
kind
how
of
many hours?
questions. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
for sure. Yeah. So people are watching this, they're inspired. I'm inspired. So if they want to learn more about what you do, why you do it, how do they connect with you? What's the best method?
The best method is, send me a private message, and just reach out, and we can start a conversation, and we can, talk about what, what's holding you back, what your ultimate outcome is, and then, looking at what we need to do in order to map out a plan so that we can get you there. And um, that's just a matter of getting on a phone call, and just, discussing it, just, really getting deeper into, what is it that is really holding you back? What is the real reason, that, you want to lose weight, or live a healthy life? Some people, maybe it's not, that you need to lose any weight, but you just, you're not really living a healthy life, but you want to, live more of a healthy life. So, um, just mapping out that plan. So we need to really discuss, some of those, hard to talk about things, to really get to that deeper level, and to get a better understanding, so that I can then have a better idea of how to help you.
Yeah, definitely. What I love about what you do too is because you care so much, just it's not about the money, it's not about blah blah blah. It's you just really have committed your life to serving people. So people can reach out and not be afraid, okay, well, he's gonna try to sell me and chart. Like, Frank just wants to help you
Right.
first, and you give that away. You say, here, here's an hour, 2 hours, let's just talk about, if I can help you. Maybe I can't, maybe there's someone else that can help you better, but it's the
Yeah.
point. The point is that someone in your community has reached out, and you are able to hold space for them, and then the conversation continues or it doesn't. But it's you people out there reaching out. That's a huge step, and it can be scary, because again, we fear that future person. Like, who is that person going to be? Or, like, if I talk to this guy, like, I don't really want to talk on the phone, I'm scared of the phone. Like, people are weird now. So we talked about that comedian with the people knocking on the door. That's what
Right.
in my mind. So but it's not scary. Frank is literally like one of the most genuine, caring, sweet people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, really. So if you're scared, it's okay, but reach out, because it's important. The time, like, there is no other time. This
Right.
is the only time you have. This is, like we talked about earlier, this is the only time that divine source is able to experience life as you. So don't waste it.
Right.
Stop wasting it. You have kids, you have family, you have community that care about you, that do want the best for you. And Frank and myself, we're one of those people. We don't have to know you personally to just say out to the ether, we care.
Right.
We care.
Right.
So
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said,
we can't
it
make
might,
them pick up the phone, right?
excuse me?
I said we can't make them pick up the phone. We can't make them reach out,
No.
but we can
Right.
do something once they take that first step.
Right. Absolutely. And you mentioned, you know, um, it's the thing is, even if I can help you, then maybe there's somebody else that can. The other thing is too, maybe, I'm not a good fit for you. So, as we go through that phone call, the conversation, then, we can figure out if we can both work together. And, you have to have, that, um, kind of that rapport and that a good solid feeling for the other person, because you want to make sure, because it's going to be a journey. It's not a quick fix. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's a journey. My program, we structure it in phases. So we start out as in a foundational phase, we move into a more advanced phase, and then there's a third phase that if you are really committed and you're you know doing what you need to do, and you'll be invited to the third phase. And so it's like I said, it's a journey, and we're not going to fix things overnight, and this is impossible, because it's not going to, you can't do it, and it's not going to be sustainable, even if you thought you did, or you ended up getting a result. There needs to be a lot of work done.
Definitely. And the people that are skeptics out there, Frank has a list of lots of humans that he's helped, and I'm sure they would be happy to talk to you. Like, I'm one of those humans, he helps me all the time. So that's another thing that I've learned from Tori and his sales jobs, is just like, I'm just a person. I'm not some like avatar on the internet. Frank Dominick is a real human being with a daughter in school and friends, and like, this isn't like a set, a backdrop, and like a state. Like, you're just a real human that really cares about other humans, and you just want to hold space for them so that we can all lift each other up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've had conversations with people that there no mention of sales or anything. It's just holding space, and when you're ready, you're ready. It's but you don't want to waste time, like you said earlier, because we have family, we have friends, we have community that really need us, and need us to be our best selves.
Yeah.
And we need ourselves to be our best selves.
Yeah, do it for us.
Yeah. I mean, do it for yourself. Not, just
yeah, I got you. But all those people, because I'm always asking for a sign. If you were asking for a sign, this is your sign, right? This is the sign. If you just happen to be on Facebook at the right time and you're watching this, it's not a coincidence. We're talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So be brave, do something about it. You got this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I gotta go feed a baby.
All right.
I appreciate you. This has been a wonderful hour of my life. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you do for the world and for your community. It means a lot to me.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate you too. And thank you for being here with me tonight. And I love and appreciate you. Yes, I received yours too.
All right, we should do this every week. So
we should.
We'll talk next week, possibly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe next week we'll have dad jokes and we'll get really weird.
Yeah. And Madison will cringe.
Oh no! You gotta tag her in it so all of her friends see it. Yes,
I will.
That's part of being a parent and why it's fun to embarrass.
I know.
I look forward to that, genuinely.
Yes.
We're looking at you, Madison.
That's right. I told her to watch this later. Yeah. So.
Okay. Good. All right, Greg. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Thank you, everyone else too. Take care. Good night.